Well, essentially what robojobs are is jobs previously done by people where machines have done jobs more efficiently than humans can do them, which has had quite a big impact on employment in those affected industries. Back in the early part of the last century, when Henry Ford set up his mechanized car production line employing robots rather than people, he was going on a tour of the factory with a man called Walter Reuter, who is the head of the United Auto Workers Union in the US, and proudly showing off his robots. He said, "Walter, who's going to pay your union dues now?" Meaning, this is great for me, I don't have to employ people and all the aggravation that brings. But Reuter shot back, "Henry, who's going to buy your cars?" The point of that, of course, is that workers are also consumers. So if a lot of work is being done by computers, putting people out of work, that has very profound implications on where the wealth to buy consumer goods, whether they be cars or anything else, is going to come from. And that raises a whole host of questions about the future of society and how economies develop. But what you've seen historically is that those jobs have been replaced by new jobs in evolving industries, so the overall impact on employment hasn't been that great. Well, the information revolution is something that could really change what's happened in the past in terms of the impact on employment. And the reason that's important is threefold, really. First of all, the sheer pace of change, because computing power doubles roughly every 18 months to 2 years. Secondly is that information technology, and this technology is applicable across every industry. These aren't machines that can only do one task. So it's ubiquitous, it's a general purpose technology. And the third thing, and perhaps the most profound, is that these modern computers can in fact start to effectively think for themselves. You don't have to program them to do specific tasks. You can program them once and they learn from that and can then move on and perform all sorts of complex tasks. And what you could see happening is that what are traditionally known as white-collar jobs, where relatively well-educated people have had to do them in the past, could come to be replaced by computers and machines rather than them simply doing simple, repetitive, predictable, routine tasks. So in tandem with this growth in computing power, there's the ability to collect and process and interrogate vast quantities of data. And I think something like 90% of the data in the world has been created in the last 2 years. It's growing at that kind of rate. But this data is immensely powerful in being able to predict what might happen in the future. Historically, we've said that technological advancement hasn't had a major impact on jobs. And it's always slightly dangerous to say this time will be different. Certainly in investment it proves to be dangerous because things do go in cycles and repeating patterns, but there are reasons to be concerned that this time may well be different and that it could have very profound, quite difficult to really understand consequences.